Prime Minister Andrew Holness warns church leaders from preaching against vax and said they need to tread carefully. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a breaking news and we're going to talk about this. Greetings, greetings, and salutations to all nation. Ladies and gentlemen, you know I'm Rastafari, soldier of Deep Roots TV, and if this is your first time tuning in, I can hit that red subscribe button so we could have a great relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, if you were subscribed to Deep Roots TV, everyone got unsubscribed, so please hit that red subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and we are going to have a great relationship, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mr. Andrew Holness, urged church leaders from preaching against vaccine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is an article that I saw earlier in the week, and I wanted to, read this. This article came out Thursday. Now, with some church leaders insisting that their congregation should refrain from taking the COVID-19 vaccine, Prime Minister Andrew Holness urges the preachers to desist from engaging in such practice. And that's alarming because from me know myself, church preachers have been telling their congregation, do not do sinful things. Now, Holness said that the church leaders should instead respect the person's choice individual who wishes to get inoculated with the life-saving drug. Now, you hear that? He says instead of giving advice to their congregation, he should allow them to get the inoculation. Now, Andrew Holness is basically telling the preachers not to counteract the vaccine program or push that he is involved in this worldwide push to get everyone inoculated. Now, Holness says that the preachers should respect the person's choice. Now, a regular individual in today's world, ladies and gentlemen, cannot make a choice on this particular vaccine because a regular person do not understand what's in the vaccine, what are the repercussions, and even the drug makers have not put out any side effect. OSHA and the FDA are not keeping a track of the side effects and said they will not until 2022. Listen to what our Prime Minister says to the church goers and the preachers. I would appeal to those persons who hold religious objectives not to seek to impose them on the people who you lead, Holness suggests. Now, that's a oxymoron. That is asinine, and that is like perjurous. Holness is telling the church leaders they should not impose their views upon their congregation. They're not that pastor do, generals. And that pastor do. The pastor bring the sheeps into the meadow and make sure them lead them to the path of righteousness for his name's sake. It is all good and well and done to stand on your pulpit and preach about. Don't go further than that. Don't stop persons or make persons feel that they would betray their faith if they decide to take the vaccine. He added, listen, if you're a Christian, if you're in a Christendom, this is one thing that people always heard about, read about. There is a natural team of people, yes, that's going around this world playing God. It is all good and well and done, he says, on the pulpit and preach. Do not further them than that. Don't stop persons from making their own decision or feeling that they are betraying their faith. Again, Mr. Holness, this is asinine because the preacher are there to lead their own congregation. And when the preacher did it, I tell them to come out, come vote for you. You never tell the preacher say no fi use him pulpit to influence the people them fi vote for you. Prime Minister Bro God, the top gangster in my island, says he has aired his views on the matter of religious influence and vaccination process during the COVID-19 vaccination tour in North Clarendon on Thursday. You should not say the vaccine tour, you should say the vaccine push, because you are telling the pastors them not to tell the people them not to take the vaccine. But you are going on a tour. You are going to telling people to take the vaccine. Only no overstand say the church bigger than the state. Because the church is worldwide. The church is headed by Rome. And Jamaica is under England, which is a colony of Rome. You are going to the Pope crown the Queen. Now Holness deemed it unfair, like I said, for religious leaders to impose their own beliefs on the churchgoers. Mirated. That's what church is about. The preacher, your mother, and your granny impose their religious beliefs upon you. You are guaranteed. He says that the churchgoers who may want to get the vaccine against the novel coronavirus might be influenced by the clergyman. You can have your religious belief, but it is not fair to impose that religious belief on the people who you are preaching to, because we are seeing and getting reports of persons saying, if they take the vaccine, they are betraying their pastor, he argued. Ladies and gentlemen, we never ban Christian. Ladies and gentlemen, we never ban liquor cat, Catholic, none of that. People enforce them views. Rome, England, Christendom impose their Christianity views on the melanated, the so-called African, the so-called black population. Nobody no ban religious. Nobody no ban believing in a nothing. So for this Prime Minister, the number one gangster in my island, the runner of one of the two gang, because a two gang in a Jamaica, PNP and JLP, two illegal party, how them not get arrested yet? No, he's saying that it should instead be a conversation that here is the religious position, spiritual, and being involved in a religious group always come down to a person's choice, hold test content. A lie you not tell. A lie you not tell, because what about the Christian crusade when man head a get chopped off, thousands of people a get killed because they are being told what to do? If you don't say Caesar was God, then you're dead. And even now, if you don't say Jesus is Lord, them want to persecute you. You are going to. Further, he claimed that there are some clergymen and women who are very jealous of their rights to preach their doctrine and their perspective. Among it all, the Prime Minister suggests that religious leaders should seek to preach messages that will, among other things, elevate their church member. Then if them are not look out for in church member them, and I tell them, say, this is an experimental vaccine. It is an experimental vaccine. It was approved by emergency order by people that don't know nothing by medication. Nothing about medication. Mr. Andrew Holness, I want to ask you a question. What are the side effects to the vaccine? What are the side effects to the vaccine? How many people have developed illness and how many people have died since they have taken the inoculation? I bet you don't know. But here you are, Gangster Bro God, the top of the gang in Jamaica, that's running wild, that is violating the human rights of the citizens, that are locking down people illegally, because under the Nuremberg and the Geneva Convention, ladies and gentlemen, it's illegal to lock down healthy people anywhere in the world. And Bro God, Jamaica's number one gangster, has done that illegally. And he's saying that If you are a leader and you are misleading your flocks, you hear where I call the people them flocks. Flocks. So when the shepherds were campaigning to have you go into power, Mr. Bro God, you are going to you hear what the gangster name? Bro God. Brother God him name. You are going to leader of one of the notorious gangs in my island. You are going to the PNP and the JLP are the two biggest illegal gangs in Jamaica. Now he's saying, if you the leaders and you're misleading the flocks, the sheep, if you're the shepherd and you astray the sheep, it is a greater sin on you for misleading your flocks. Hear this, yeah, man, now. No, bro, God, the number one gangster in my island has just become self-righteous. And I would encourage all you leaders, especially those who stand on a religious platform, to ensure that they are genuinely and true preaching a message that is going to elevate and uplift and give knowledge to your flocks so that your flocks can serve and advise. Listen to me. Listen to me. Them the advice that we bro God I give the people them. I heed that advice. You are going to, bro God is in on this world inoculation campaign. And like him forget, say the church is bigger than the state. Although we have franchised this church in the state of your mind is what we are talking about. And like bro God said, people should be allowed to think for themselves. But there was a worldwide campaign called the Christian Crusade. And most of Jamaica are Christendom, not because we choose, but because we were made. The man them running and say, I'll Jesus or I'll Caesar. And if you don't listen, then chop off your head, kill off your father, and rape your mother. That's what went on. So me don't know what do Jamaica number one gang leader, Mr. Andrew Holness, PV, go running for the Privy Council. You are going T-O-N, yeah, order of nationality. You are going to, them man you forget, remove people. I bet him won't call an election right now. I bet him won't go around the people them and call an election right now. Because the people them sick and tired of being sick and tired. And where we live? United States of Russia or China? People. Andrew Holness has come out and threatened the clergyman in the church, saying that he's telling the preachers to refrain from preaching against vaccine. And he's sending out a threat telling them to tread carefully. Now, where the Christian them there? Where the Christian them there? Holness said the church leader should instead respect the person's choice of individual who wish to get inoculated. Church don't respect nobody's choice, and neither do the government, because I choose not to get inoculated. I choose not to wear a mask because I've been told if you contract the coronavirus naturally, you are 27 times more protected, immune, than if you take the vaccine. So me want it. Me need it. Right now, I've been asking people if them know anyone will have it so I can go over there and kiss them and love them and help them with their situation. And your Holiness, this is a fallacy. This is a fallacy, and this is a disrespect to the clergymen of Jamaica. It's a disrespect to the Christian population, calling the people's flocks. What is a flock? A group of sheep or a goat? Who you call flock? Bro God. Bro God. A prime minister is telling the preacher them that it's a big sin to voice their opinion and to advise their congregation about the worldwide push for inoculation. A wagwan. Now remember, the man said it's a great sin. No, it's blasphemy for you to call yourself God, bro God. Remember you post it, you know. Say you at the top down, you know. In the country, you know. You and Mr. Cheng are two at the top weapons, rifle, gangster, owner in my island. Everybody we know. You can't run in pan the clergyman or the church. You see this a black woman here? A them who no love. When this a preacher did a spin a roll and a go on like say she a get in a spirit and a lie with a nipple them a pulp out pan in her shirt and you did the chat about and a try to wear. Yeah, that's the flack what you like. You don't want no man will have logical explanation and sense. There you go. You and the next gangster. There you go. You and another next mobster. There you go. Are you and Bill Gates are going to sell out the people them? Worldwide inoculation. And that's what you're pushing. That is your promotion. And when the preacher man them tell the people them say, be careful, step close, God is with you. You are tell the preacher man them say a lie them a tell and a great sin them a promote. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to me. The Prime Minister of our great and beautiful island, Jamaica, has threatened the preachers of our island, the spiritual deities, the spiritual leaders, telling them to tread carefully if they preach against vaccination, they could face trouble. Imagine, when him did a run for election, he run to the church. But right now, because he's getting donation from worldwide people like Bill Gates, WHO, CDCs, United States of Russia, because America no exit no more after them elect this senile president named Joe Biden. You guarantee? You hear them a chant, let's go Brandon? I know, let's go Brandon. You guarantee? Them a say F Joe Biden. And that them a say people, them just a play it off because this old senile guy have a whole bunch of people behind the curtain like the Wizard of Oz pulling his string, and so do Bro God, Andrew and Holness. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rastafari, soldier of Deep Roots TV, and I'm telling you the truth right now. Bro God has lost his flipping mind. Threatening the preachers and clergymen and women of the beautiful island of Jamaica, saying tread lightly if they're advising their congregation not to be inoculated with something that Andrew Holness not even know where in. Something that the CDC and OSHA in the United States now keep track of the side effects because them don't want to have no record to show that them a mash up people's life. You are guaranteed. Many people have side effects, ladies and gentlemen, and many people have the choice and right not to or to get inoculated. And I do have the right to advise my friends and family. So does the preacher and the clergyman, because like Andrew only call them flocks, call them sheep. Basically, he's calling them sheeple. People that follow advice without critically thinking. But a bro God alone supposed to God up a thing. A bro God alone supposed to give you advice. A bro God alone supposed to manipulate the mind of the population and rule the people and lead him. He might tell the preacher them say they might commit sin if them advise people against inoculation. When him have him titled as God, bro God. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rastafari, soldier of Deep Roots TV. I'm a little bit hot. I'm a little bit warm. I'm a little bit peed. I'm a little bit angry at the state of my Prime Minister mentality. I style the people, them ladies and gentlemen. When you didn't need people to vote you in, you're running from the church. Look there, hand cross heart, and I fake it. You're Rastafari. Now worry, next election, we will make you pay. But by that time, people, those who are inoculated will be seeing the side effects of the tracking device that is being inoculated worldwide into people. Now worry yourself, John and sleep, and none can stop the time. You have to keep the faith because my sister, my Prime Minister, a real fake. Hit that red subscribe button, leave your comment, ladies and gentlemen, and let me know what you think. This illegal Prime Minister, bro God, I tell the church goers and the Prime Minister them and the preacher them, say them nothing advise against vaccine. Them fi stay in them lane. You are gone take more life, more joy, more happiness for me. Fire upon the bro God. Fire upon a fear God.